Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Today we should be finishing Corpse Party Book of Shadows. There's only one chapter left. I am very excited. Let's get right into the game. Tooth. Teeth. Bukidon Senior High School Student Council Room, 4:30 p.m. Hey, Mr. President, don't forget about tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Please tell me I can kick you. Absolutely not. So what's happening tomorrow? Hey, no violence in the student council room. We've been over this. It's your own damn fault for forgetting. No, stop, please. If I've forgotten something important, I sincerely apologize. Just tell me what it is already. Use your words, not your feet. Princess room. Spring cleaning, I mean? It's full of balls. The room is full of balls. Is this a storage shed or something? How long has it been since the sports festival? Hey, Moonsong, my man. How you doing, my man? It's Vapor. Hey, Vapor. Welcome in. How are you? Oh yeah, that's right. You were asking to schedule a cleaning day. Ow. You completely put it out of your mind, didn't you? Good, got me some new games on Steam. Oh, awesome. No, I swear I penciled it in somewhere. Your recommendations are important to me, and the student council as a whole. You got MSGV, the definite experience. Oh, cool. Hey, Moonsong, my main man. How's my main man doing? Hey, 1V, welcome in. How are you? You're a person, not a corporation. Talk like one. Fine, I forgot, okay? It's not like I don't have enough on my plate as it is. Though, do you have any idea how much I expected to do? I'm sorry. I am. How are you? I'm pretty good. I also learned how to take apart my PC and put it back together again. I don't know how to do that. I bought my PC already built. I didn't want to waste the time building a PC just so mine didn't work. So, I already got like a pretty good one. Good enough for me, I forgive you. What's your problem? Wait, what? Tough love from your trusted clerk. Sometimes you just have to admit your mistakes and move on. Though the manly approach to presidency has its merits too. Mitsuki. Just make sure you keep at it. Desertion is not an option. Don't think you can run away from your post if the going gets tough. You got that? Yeah, I got it. You just don't get it, Tomohiro. Minko is my bride, so hands off. Like hell, I'm not giving her up to the likes of you. Besides, you've got that Nana girl, right? Don't you dare two-time her. You're so clueless. It only really gets good once you've got at least 3 girls. Everybody knows that. Fucking... Ugh. Seems like you guys are having fun. Is that a game? Oh, Yamamoto, you want in on this? It's a game where you use a stylus to massage and kiss girls, and you can go out with 3 at once. I hate it here. What? I'm glad you're enjoying your little romp, but keep it to one girl, you lowlifes. Ow! You two remember what tomorrow is, right? Huh? What's tomorrow? Oh boy. I had no idea any of this was going on in the student council room that day. I had other things on my mind, specifically a certain boy. Begin in senior high school, class 2-4 after school. My name is Toko Kurosaki. I've been waffling for quite some time on whether or not to say anything, but finally I decided to bite the bullet and ask his best friend Kurosaki. Hey, quick question. Does Yuya have a girlfriend? No, I'm pretty sure he's single. Why? Well, I kind of have my sights set on him, I guess. Seriously, wow, that's great news. I'll definitely be rooting for you. Oh, but... Well, he's not a particularly sociable individual. When you get right down to it, going out with him might not be all that fun for you. But I hear that despite his obvious popularity with the ladies, he's never once so much as touched anyone. Isn't that kind of a bad sign, though? No, quite the contrary. It gives him a nice, clean image. Oh. This was Kensuke Kurosaki, who'd known Yuya Kazami, aka the boy I liked, pretty much all his life. I figured I'd come to him for all the information I needed in my conquest, since he was pretty much guaranteed to know Yuya's dating history. And so far, things seem to be going really well. I mean, not only did I confirm Yuya wasn't seeing anyone, but I got his best friend's blessing, too. And confirmed that he really wasn't the showy, obnoxious, cool guy type. Huh, that suited me just fine. Kurosaki, hey. Kurosaki was understandably rather startled by the extraordinarily agitated female voice that suddenly rang out from behind his head. But that's Hellgirl Mitsuki for you, huh? She was standing in the classroom doorway, arms folded across her chest, looking like some angry deity about to cast judgment down upon the world. And she had that deathly gleam in her eyes, the one that could fell the mightiest warrior before even he had a chance to draw his sword. Didn't I tell you today was spring cleaning in the student council room? And I told you I can't because I have club today. Come on, Fukuroi, back me up here. I wouldn't go that route. It's easier just to give in. What? Yeah, this is definitely Hellgirl's work. All the complexion was gone from Fukuroi's face. It was a man with a demon on his back. Whip at the ready, fully prepared to bring divine punishment upon all who opposed her. He was right, it was easier just to give in. It sounds like fun. Can I join you guys? By all means, the more the merrier. Mitsuki then grabbed the nape of Kurosaki's neck and began dragging him out the door in a decidedly painful-looking manner. He was like a teary-eyed chick caught in the talons of a bird of prey, struggling in vain as he was being carried off to meet his grisly end. You know, I'm not even in the student council. I just love watching those boys interact with Hellgirl Mitsuki. I couldn't wait to see more. I didn't even care if I had to clean in order to do it. I was a volunteer after all, so I was pretty much off the hook here. I could follow them at my own pace, no dragging for me. As soon as we left the classroom, though, he ran into Yuya. Or rather, I did, as in I literally ran into him. I wasn't watching where I was going, and wound up slamming into him so hard that I fell over. Immediately, he reached out his hand to help me up, and asked if I was alright. Now that's a white knight if I've ever seen one. What a fun evening this would be. I imagined it ending with me lying in bed, dreaming of Yuya's perfect face, inching over closer to mine. But instead... Are you okay, Toko? Yeah. I'll be alright. You'll feel better once you get it all out. Book of Shadows, Episode 7, Tooth. Was I right? I guess I feel a little better. That's good. Are you okay to head back and rejoin the others then? Yeah. Saldor seemed to be stuck. Wasn't ready for that. Even with the knob turned on full blast, there's no water coming through these pipes anymore. It's a half-decomposed corpse. Unfortunately, it's far too gone to determine age or gender. But there's still fully intact student ID name tag. Komoshiro Trade School, Tomomi Morinaga. It hurts. It hurts. Ryosuke. God, no. I'll bet it hurts real bad. I've tied up your knee and thigh joints. That should help stop the bleeding. And we got your leg right here, so don't worry about that. Toko. We're in an old-fashioned, rundown, and probably condemned school building. None of us knew how we got here, nor even where here was. I just emerged from the girls' room with Emi after losing my lunch, where Yuya, Okawa, Kariyama, and Shimada were waiting. The whole hallway was an absolute bloodbath after what had happened. Poor Kariyama walked into some kind of booby trap and half his right leg was lopped off. From the knee down, it looked excruciating. How is somebody supposed to handle a situation like this? Why did this have to happen at all? It hurts. What the fuck is wrong with this school? Why would there be traps set up in here? Where the hell even are we? Feels like somebody's screwing with us. Keep quiet. Ryusuke has been fairly badly injured. Huh? What the hell's your problem, you steppin'? Stop it, please. This is what tagging along with Mitsuki and the others got me. I thought it was going to be a laugh riot, and at first it was great. We all went to the student council room where we met up with Kariyama, Shimada, and Emi, and we started cleaning and goofing around. Then we were done. Emi suggested we all try out this new charm she discovered on the internet. She's nuts for that kind of stuff. She took out this simple white paper doll, and we were all kind of fascinated. So we did as we were instructed, and then suddenly everything went dark. There was a violent shaking, and then we were here, in this old schoolhouse. No explanation. We just need to get out of here. We need to work together, and let's get out of this horrible place. Let's try to find an exit. What about Kariyama? I'll carry him. Yuya. You was so kind. You can always count on boys in times like these. Still, there was a potential problem with this course of action. Wait. What if there are more traps? If you're carrying someone piggyback, you won't be able to react quickly enough to avoid them. But I know we have to. What I'm thinking is we find a way out and ensure the road between here and there is safe, then come back for Kariyama. I'll agree to that. Yeah. Ryosuke. Don't worry. We won't leave you behind. We won't, will we? Okawa was in a state of absolute panic. He just kept muttering to himself at Kariyama's side. The two of them had always been extremely close. It's only natural he'd be worried, though his concern kind of bordered on obsession. But, who's going to go? We could lose our own legs in the blink of an eye, just walking around in here. You're the one who said we should find an exit in the first place, so you go. Shimada practically spit his answer at her. I hate people like him. Sure, he had a pretty face, that's basically all he had, though people like him pose as models in men's journals, but they're not good for much else. He got a lot of girls too, but I'm not one of them. I could never get past his awful attitude. It's such a huge turnoff for me when guys act that way. Not that I don't admire speaking with confidence and force, I try to do it myself whenever I can. But there's a difference between speaking forcefully and speaking in a way that belittles others. Shimada was basically just cold and uncaring. I'll go. I'm the one who suggested separating after all. Toko. I'll go too. Yuya. Fucking creep. What a difference, like night and day. Kind, thoughtful people like him don't make flippant remarks. They just man up and get stuff done. I was crushing on him harder than ever because not only did I think he was both cool and hot, I also gained a ton more respect for him. There's no need for everyone to go. One more person should be plenty. Any takers? Dead silence. No volunteers, huh? Everybody just looked at one another, then looked away as if they were ashamed of themselves. What do I do, Ryosuke? You'll be lonely here all by yourself, won't you? He was frantically shifting his gaze from one person to another. I'd never seen him so on edge before. Finally, the silence was broken by a loud, shrill male voice. Definitely not whom I would have picked. God damn it, fine, I'll go. You stay here. Are you sure it's okay? Kurosaki said he should go. And she's said she'd go. And she's a girl, so I said I'm going. You wait here. You good-for-nothing sap. You just get in the way anyway. Alright, I'll stay here with Ryusuke. Good luck. Come on, let's go. If we don't hurry, Katayama could be in real danger. Toko, be careful, okay? I will. Was I scared? You bet I was scared, but in a situation like this, everybody has to work together. And as long as I had any willpower left in me, I was about to give up. Plus, it didn't hurt that Yuya was with me, so I knew everything was going to turn out just fine. And that's what you think, bitch. He's a fucking creep. Boys' room is completely boarded up. Where are we dropping? Gotta search every hallway. Gotta make sure nothing's here. It's locked up tight. Looks like we'll have to try somewhere else. The word infirmary was written on the plate above the door. Somehow the room just felt like it would be deserted. I was oddly confident about that. Not sure why I felt that way, to be honest, but for good measure I shouted, "Is anybody in there?" We still hadn't found Mitsuki after all. I didn't hear a call back though, so really we had no business in this room whatsoever. Wait, was that a key sticking out of the lock? Would have locked the door, but left the key. What would be the point? Oh, what's up with that? The key's just sitting there. What are you doing? Hey, there could be boogeymen in there or something. And then what would we do? I figure better to lock them in than keep them... Better to lock them in and keep them out of our hair. And what exactly do you plan to do with that key? I'm gonna hang on to it, of course. Stop tossing it around, that's dangerous. Don't you worry, I always catch whatever I throw. Hell, I can go even higher. Honestly. Pain in the ass. Shimada was such a pain in the ass. I really couldn't stand that guy. God, you're persistent. Look, you're very good at throwing and catching, okay? So just stop already. Ceiling in this place sure is high. Let's see if I can touch it. Alley-oop. The hell did it go? Whatever, I don't give a shit. Now the infirmary was cut off from us, if we needed it. Brilliant. Fucking idiot. It's an exit, an honest-to-goodness exit. We can finally get out of here. I rush over to the door, hopefully yet afraid, knowing it might not open, but praying this horrid place would show us at least a little mercy. Gingerly, I raised my hand and pushed on it, and it swung open without even the slightest hesitation. It seemed almost too easy. It was unnaturally dark outside, though, and the rain was coming down so hard that peeking my head out for just a moment left my uniform completely soaked. Shimada pushed past me, throwing the door open even wider, with the usual lack of regard for anyone and anything around him. My clothes went from soaked to drenched in a matter of seconds. If I were to actually walk out into it, I felt like I'd drown. What is this place? It's way too dark out there. We in a forest, maybe? It's really coming down. If we went out there in the rainstorm like this, we get soaked to the bone. I wouldn't mind seeing that look on you. Anyway, we know we can't get outside. We can get outside safely now. Let's go back and get Katayama. Come on, Yuya. Despite our having found a way out, Yuya's demeanor hadn't changed a bit. He was standing back by the hall, where he could watch over us, while also keeping an eye out for anyone else who might happen by. The model of maturity. Shimada, on the other hand. You guys go back if you want, but I'm leaving. What? I'm not about to stick around in this fucked up place any longer than I have to. Screw the others, I'm out of here. You can't be serious. Hell yeah, I'm serious. Those assholes are the ones who chose to stay behind. They're just gonna die one by one. And I say let them. Didn't you think you were quite the callous? But far be it from me to stop you. Say, Kurosaki, you want to come with me? The tone of his voice said it all. He'd hit the ultimate low. After abandoning his friends to save his own hide, he was now basically propositioning me. I really don't want to see you die. You've been real precious to me for quite some time, you know. With an obvious rehearsed and truly sickening pickup line. He really was the slime ball to end all slime balls. Unbelievable. What the hell is wrong with you? Get your eyes off me, you jackass. Couldn't believe he had the nerve to pull something like this. I felt like that may have been the first time I'd ever truly yelled at someone. I was absolutely livid. And he wasn't even done. No, he still had plenty of the salt left to throw in the wound. Oh, shut the hell up, you ugly bitch. Don't go getting the wrong idea. I was trying to be nice and give you a ticket out of this hellhole. But if you don't want it, that's your loss. You need to die already. This guy's a lost cause, Yuya. Let's just go. My head was swimming. I was scared. I was angry. I was sad. Every negative emotion brought to the forefront, and every positive emotion pushed away. I didn't look back. I just turned away from Shimada, walked over to Yuya's side, and continued past him into the hallway. Yuya had been watching all this unfold from the other side of the room, and for a moment he just stood there, staring blankly at Shimada. What the hell are you looking at? Get out of my sight, you spacey bastard. Shimada then drew a large knife from his breast pocket. Its tip struggled to glisten in the dull light of the room, but it did ultimately succeed. He began waving it around like a dumbass, probably thinking it made him look more menacing. Check it out, just bought this baby yesterday. Not bad, huh? That could put it to good use in a lot of ways. You're an amusing fellow. Does that asshole really have 10 girlfriends? How's that even possible? And yet I'm precious to him somehow? What a crock. How low an opinion must he have of women in general to put crap like that? There's just no excuse. I was indignant. I was fuming. I just kept cursing and mumbling as I fast walked back to the 3rd floor to meet up with the others. And all the while, Yuya was keeping pace with me, saying nothing at all. Always the model of maturity, always even-tempered. He really was like a rock, or maybe he found my mutterings annoying and was just keeping quiet so I'd do the same. I didn't like the possibility one bit, so I mentally slapped myself on the cheek, forced positivity in my voice, and tried to engage him in cheery banter. You're a far better man than he is, Yuya. You've never said or done anything to hurt a lady, right? I mean, I know we've got a lot of women falling for you, but I've never once heard a single bad rumor about you from any of them. It's kind of amazing. I looked him square in the eyes, as if asking him, isn't that right? And then for a moment, his eyes did meet mine, but then they went right back to the hall. Uh, hmm? Was he not used to receiving compliments from women? That seemed hard to believe. I'm not sure what you mean. What a cute, innocent response. I must have come across as bipolar to him or something. One second I'd try to lighten the mood with small talk and compliments, and then I'd start to feel scared of the school again, or angry at Shimada, or sad for Katayama. My mind just couldn't make up its mind what to feel. Toko, Emmy, isn't anyone there? Mitsuki, that was Mitsuki, wasn't it? It's coming from downstairs. Oh, the music showing up out of nowhere scared the shit out of me. Mitsuki's voice echoed up from below, but our friends are waiting for us above. For a moment, I wasn't sure which direction to go, but only for a moment. The fact is, our friends are very, very close. So close that it would be foolish not to tell them what was going on before chasing after Mitsuki. Come on, we need to check in with Emmy and the others, then follow the voice downstairs. Yu just nodded and began running up the stairs, and I was right behind him. Sorry it took so long. We found an exit. Come on, we have to get moving. I was out of breath, staring at the ground and talking to what I assumed would be three very attentive friends. But then I looked up. They were all there, but there was no immediacy, no urgency on anyone's face. Emmy and Okawa weren't even looking at me, nor at Yuya, but at Katayama. They were fixated on his face, and each bore a sad, hopeless, empty expression, and they certainly weren't about to get moving. There was a general heaviness in the air. Something was very wrong. I gently reached out my hand and touched Emmy's shoulder. What's going on? Toko, Katayama's getting weaker. He's not going to make it. Ryosuke. Why won't you talk to me? Say something, please, Ryosuke. Emi's eyes were filled with tears. Okawa, too, was cradling Katayama's head and looked like he'd been crying this whole time. His eyes were bright red and his nose was running. Yuya, still saying nothing, just walked over to Katayama's side, bent down and began examining his wound. Yuya, we need to hurry. The four of us silently but unanimously agreed that our best course of action was to pick up Katayama and bring him out through the exit we discovered. We had to be very, very quick about it, or he would really die. I could tell, just by looking at him, that his time was almost up. Kazami, can you carry him? Yeah, I could use your help getting him up on my back, though. Ryosuke, hang in there, we'll save you. All this was, as this was going on, I had that nagging feeling that I was forgetting something. Of course, Mitsuki. We had to go find her. We couldn't just leave her behind, after all. Yeah, do you mind if I run downstairs and look for Mitsuki? If she wanders too far, she might... You didn't even have to say anything this time. His eyes told the whole story. Got it. I know I can trust you with the task, they said. And that was enough for me. I shot off down the hall like a bullet. I was determined to find Mitsuki and rejoin everyone en route. I hurried down to the second floor, but Mitsuki's voice was coming from even farther down. I'd have to keep going to the first floor, ahead of the others. It's a newly deceased corpse. Karasuyama High School, Megumi Onda. The door's closed up, it won't even budge. Seems like it might just be openable. It's a bunch of dishes. They might have been propped up against the door. There's wet, bloody prints all over them. It's a little disturbing. How does it feel to be stabbed? The writing is partially erased, making it hard to interpret what it might have said. Letters scratched into the corner of the blackboard, seemingly with fingernails. Do not trust them. They will betray you. The one who volunteered to go will betray you most severely. Cabinet is locked. There appears to be numerous thick books inside. They have titles like The Truth of Ties and Dora Babble Enough to Kill You. What in the world could the last one be about? There's absolutely no sentry outside this window, just pitch blackness, and the window itself isn't budging at all. It simply will not open, no matter how much force I exert on it. The words "kill before you're killed" are scribbled all over the flyer. A large hole in the floor here. No, if I got this place mapped out right in my head, I'll just be getting farther and farther from where we heard her voice this way. I should go back. If I kept running in circles like this, I'd never find her. I was in a state of panic, and I was allowing it to steer my path. Frustrated with the situation and with myself choosing to give up and head back empty-handed, I forced myself to stop and turn. I was going to do what I should have done in the first place. Call out Mitsuki's name with everything I had in me and hope she responded. Mitsuki, where are you? We're all here. No answer. Just the cold, lonely sounds of rain and wind bearing down on this old, dilapidated building. This may have been a fairly large school, but sound traveled well in here. If she were anywhere in this hallway, I'm sure she would have heard me. And if she were just here only minutes ago, she definitely should have been around now. Could something have happened to her? Mitsuki. The door leading out to the covered walkway is frozen in place. Okay. No, if I got this place mapped out right in my head, I'll just be getting farther and farther from where we heard the voice this way. I should go back. God damn it. Komishiro Trade School, Toru Takahashi. Fart sounds. Hi, Coin. Welcome in. How are you? One way or another, we're going to make it out of this school, all of us together. Dude, you won't let me go either way. Tired? Finishing up at work. How are you? I'm pretty good. I'm finally on the last chapter of this game, so finally gonna finish it. I'm excited. What? Is that a ghost? Goodbye. It was a much longer weekend than I anticipated at the beginning of the weekend. Oh. Is that good or bad? What the hell was that? What had just appeared in front of me? Well, I went to a festival Friday and Sunday, and a concert Saturday. Saturday was the only thing planned at the beginning of Friday. Oh wow, so a lot of stuff happened. And then, you know, had myself a weekend on Friday and Sunday. From the looks of it, you're another victim dragged here against your will, no? Well, I'll tell you now, there's no escape from the school. There's nothing to be gained here but despair. Though if you got an iron will, you might be able to survive for a little while at least. Here, you should have this. It'll help keep the wandering spirits at bay, though it only works once. So take it, get out of there and fight like hell. Stay alive as long as you possibly can. The spirit vanished, but lying on the floor below, where it had been, was a gemstone. Specifically, a violet-colored gemstone, probably an amethyst. So, I can use it to keep the wandering spirits at bay one time, huh? I guess, he meant the full-body ones, or would have kept him at bay too. Either way, with this gem, I felt like I could actually get back to my friends safely. I was hopeful at least one could expect all things considered. Of course, he also said that there was no escape from here, but it was my prerogative to believe what I wanted to believe and ignore what I wanted to ignore. So I can get rid of the ghost at the stairs now. Where are you, bitch? Oh, you're up here. It appears to be the ghost of a young boy. Use the amethyst. I held the amethyst in front of me and approached the spirit. Get fucked. And incredibly, it actually worked. Both the ghost and the gem faded and disappeared. The stairwell was now free to be traversed. Abby, are you okay? There was like a ghost at the bottom of the stairs. Where's everyone else? Come on, we have to get Katayama situated and get out of here. Emi's face was absolutely wrecked with tears, and she was shaking her head violently. She wanted to tell me something, but the words just weren't coming. I had a really bad feeling about this. I ran past her to the bathroom, to where Katayama was being lifted onto Yuya's shoulders when I left. Why? Katayama was back on the floor, right where they set him down when this whole ordeal began. Why wasn't he on Yuya's shoulders? What was going on? I had an inkling, but I didn't want to believe it, so I pushed it out of my mind. Yuya, what the? What are you all still doing here? We need to get Katayama ready to go. He didn't make it. What? Right after you left, he let out a huge scream and he just went limp. No. I didn't know what else to say. A person had just died, and not some stranger, but a person I knew, a friend. It was the strangest feeling. I kept looking at him and thinking, is he really dead? Is this really what a person looks like when he dies? Seeing him like that drained every last bit of energy I had in me. I fell to my knees, thoroughly defeated. Okawa says he isn't moving from Katayama's side. So what are we supposed to do now? I mean, I couldn't stay near the body. We'd gone down to the second floor where we picked a corner and just stood there trying to recompose ourselves. Okay, sorry for the long pause, y'all. The fire alarms in my house are broken, so they keep going off whenever the hell they want to, even though there's no fire. I love it here. Yuya looked to stay with Okawa on the third floor, I guess to try and break him out of his shock and help put some distance between him and Katayama. None of this felt real, or maybe I just didn't want it to be real. It was a nightmare, it had to be. I just sat up in my bed and it would all be over. Why did this have to happen? I'm not waking up, I don't get it. I'm not waking up, I keep trying to tell myself this is all just a dream, but... Toko. My energy was waning again. I sank to the ground, landing on my knees. Ami followed my lead and put her arm around me for comfort. A friend had just died. He just died. God, why? Ami and I looked at each other. We both heard them. Footsteps coming down the hall. It was too dark to make out who it was, but the gate was decidedly male. The two of us slowly and quietly rose to our feet, hid around the corner and peeked out, both terrified and curious as to whom or what we might see. There, at the end of the hall, the figure finally came into view. It was a tallish man, unsteadily teetering as he slowly strode toward us. It was Shimada, drenched from head to toe. Duh? Emi shot forward, intending to run toward him, but I grabbed her arm and held her back without even thinking about it. She turned and looked at me with a puzzled expression. I can't handle him. What? Don't tell me he did something to you. No. Thank goodness, at times like these especially, we really need to keep each other in the loop about everything that happens. She looked back at me again as she said this, staring right into my eyes in an almost disciplinary manner. It was the perfect guilt stare. I couldn't help but succumb to it, feeling bad for not having filled her in about the Shimada incident. Yeah. Shimada continued his slow, wet walk down the hall. Then, all of a sudden, for no discernible reason, he simply fell forward, landing hard on his knees. Something was wrong with him, and while I loathed the man, I didn't want to see him suffer. Ami and I were both poised to rush to his aid. When other figures randomly began appearing all around him, figures of children, blue and ethereal, shimmering with their own light. What are they? We could barely even see Shimada from our vantage point anymore, as his body was obscured almost completely by the backs of these ghost children. He wasn't moving, though, so it didn't seem like they were doing anything to him. But then he wasn't moving at all, which seemed highly suspicious. It occurred to me that maybe we should try to save him. I inched forward. He was still in exactly the same position he had been when he fell to his knees. He literally hadn't moved at all. Was he unconscious? Ami and I looked at one another and nodded. It was a silent signal to move forward and do whatever we could to help. The children vanished as we approached, revealing a horrific sight. Shimada's stomach had been flayed wide open. He was dead. The knife had been flaunted earlier, was just jutting from the wound. It was almost a ceremonial death, like that of a samurai who'd thrown himself on his sword. No, no! What were those children? How should I know? And they might still be nearby. Kazami, it's horrible. Shimada is... You would presumably rush down to see what was wrong. Calmly walked over to Shimada's body. He was checking for signs of respiration or pulse. He turned back to face us again a moment later, and his facial expression said it all. Shimada really was dead. I was beginning to lose it. I just couldn't take any more of this. My friends and acquaintances were dying, one by one. I guess I should say, had died. But it didn't seem like it was over, not by a long shot. This is bad. There's something in here with us. Something that's trying to kill us. Hell, it was doing more than trying. It had already succeeded twice. I was scared, I was paranoid, I was shaking and crying and screaming inside. I was deathly afraid that something else would show up, and then it did. Hey, Sachiko. How you doing, girl? There was a little girl in a red dress, standing between us and the third-floor staircase. I couldn't make out the expression on her face through her bangs, but I could literally feel the hatred in her eyes as she stared into our souls. Then she turned around and slid up the staircase into the third-floor hallway. What? Emmy was turned the other way, so she hadn't seen the girl at all. She eventually followed our gazes, but by that time the girl was gone. She looked confused. That particular apparition looked a lot different from the other ghost I'd seen. But there was still no doubt in my mind she was definitely a ghost. What do we do about Okawa? We have to go get him. We have to get him out of this school now. I'll go calm down. Wait. Yuya, I'll come with. Could be dangerous. You wait here. Dangerous? Well, that is the direction the girl in the red dress went, and I guess Yuya didn't want to put me in harm's way. I nodded and watched his back recede into the darkness, and he chased after Emmy. Pull yourself together. Pull yourself together, Toko. You know what they say, no weapon can pierce a calm heart. So what's the most important thing right now? No, no, no! What was going on? Why was Emmy screaming? I could hear voices now. Emmy and Okawa, Okawa, were having a heated argument. That's not possible. We have to leave him and run. We'll get caught if we don't. No, we can't just leave him behind. We have to take him to the hospital. But he's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. He's not. He can't be. A reminder. If you have stopped breathing and your heart has stopped beating, you are, in fact, fucking dead. Leave him and run? We'll get caught. That ghost girl must have been pursuing them. This is bad. I have to go help them. What the? Murderer! Karino's body was sprawled unceremoniously on the landing halfway up to the third floor, along with Okawa. At the top of the stairs stood Emmy, and in front of her Yuya, with an imposing scowl on his face. I didn't understand any of this. What had just happened? Emmy let out another scream and came running toward me down the stairs. Okawa then seemed as if he'd fallen and broken his arm. He was lopsidedly crawling towards me. It was almost as if he were trying to distance himself from Yuya. Murderer! Murderer! I ran to the base of the stairs to meet up with Emmy. I needed some sort of context here. Emmy, what happened? What's going on? Run away, you'll be killed. Kazami kicked him down the stairs out of the blue. What? I glanced up at Yuya, but his face was shrouded in darkness. I couldn't make out an expression at all. Okawa seemed to have reached his breaking point, he shot to his feet and took off behind me toward the second floor as fast as he could. Yuya kicked Okawa down the stairs. Why? Yuya, it's not true, is it? Slowly he walked down to the landing. He was neither concerned nor scornful. His face was a blank slate. As soon as he reached my level, he bent down and began fiddling with Katayama's body, raising the arms and letting them drop, wiping blood from the ears and nose, then looking at it as if studying a specimen under a microscope. What the hell, he was enjoying this? I finally got to see an emotion written clearly on his face, and it was elation? How was this not some crazy dream? Yuya! Yuya, no! Tears began spilling from my eyes like water. I was shocked, confused, and I don't even know what else. Toko, get away from him, hurry! God, no! Emi and I found ourselves standing in front of the door to the school infirmary. Shimada took the key and lost it, so this room is no good. If we hid in a place like that, we'd be sitting ducks anyway. We need to go farther down to the first floor. The poor girl was frantic. I can't say I blamed her, but well, something about this whole situation just didn't feel right to me. Emi, I'm still not sure. We need to run. What? I just don't believe Yuya, kind, sweet Yuya, would be capable of something like that. But he really did kick him down the stairs. It happened. He kicked Okawa? How can that possibly be true? Fine, do what you want. Then, I don't care anymore. With that, Emi pushed me out of the way and ran past me toward the stairwell leading to the first floor. Emi! I have nothing more to say to you. You wouldn't believe me anyway. Gotta love broken fire alarms. Since you're so convinced I'm lying. And off she went. I was now separated from every one of my friends, but was I really in danger? I mean, I was, but from Yuya? That just didn't seem right. Or more likely, I didn't want it to be. I wanted to believe that this was all just a misunderstanding. My legs were shaking and my head was swimming. I just stood there, unsure of where I should go or what I should do. And then there he was, right behind me. And in his hands was Shimada's huge knife, the one that was just jetting from Shimada's stomach, and it was still dripping with blood. This definitely made matters more complicated. How could I doubt Yuya's guilt when he was holding something like that? Why did he even have it? How could he possibly bring himself to pull a knife from his friend's lifeless corpse? But I wasn't going to run. I turned around and I braced myself. I opened my mouth, intent on discussing this rationally. If I ran away now, I felt like it would all be over. There would be nothing left to save, no one left to trust. But what could I possibly say to him? Yuya, I can't believe you're capable of this. Why did you do it? My body was still visibly shuddering, and my voice was breaking. I'd unconsciously taken an accusatory tone with him, which was not at all what I wanted, but it was too late to take it back now. I'd hope he didn't notice, but he did. As soon as the word why slipped from my lips, his eyes glazed over. It was as if all the warmth and compassion I'd seen there before was tapped and drained, leaving behind nothing more than an empty container. You too, huh? You're the same as them. Then he just started muttering to himself and slowly walked right past me, as if I wasn't even there. Yuya, wait, isn't... What is that in your hands? I thought I could put it to good use in a lot of ways. Stop this, get rid of that thing. No, I couldn't let this go on. I grabbed him by the arm and just clung to him, putting my full weight on his body to keep him from going any farther down the hallway. He was at a crossroads, about to walk down a path of no return, and I wasn't going to lose the kind, considerate Yuya I'd fallen for. Unfortunately, the only tools I had at my disposal for stopping him were my feelings, and those just weren't going to be enough. I was so startled that it took me a moment before I'd even figured out what happened. It's the same in here, you know. That was the first time in my entire life that I'd ever been punched in the head, and he put everything he had into it. Getting killed by this school. I couldn't focus, my brain was still rattling inside my skull from the impact. Or getting killed by me. The world was spinning. I looked up at him, with spasmodic, twitchy, tear-filled eyes. There was no sign of remorse or compassion whatsoever. He looked like a feudal warrior, clutching his sword and staring down at his enemy. The area all around my eye was throbbing. It hurt so badly, and felt so swollen and sore. I couldn't even imagine what it must have looked like. And he wasn't done with me. He got in closer and closer, grinning unnaturally, as he raised his fist for a second strike. Let's test this out on you, shall we? You can be the first. I was running on pure instinct and adrenaline at this point. I shot to my feet, just forced them to carry me safely somewhere, anywhere. He was going to kill me. He was really going to kill me. God. I felt something rattling around uncomfortably in my mouth, so I spit it out into my hand. It was white. A single white tooth, with blood-red highlights at its roots. Hey, the chapter name, Tooth. That maniac had actually knocked out one of my teeth. God, my tooth. He was there, just behind me. I panicked, tripping over my own feet and stumbling to the ground on the landing between the first and second floor. I fell on my backside, dropping my tooth onto the ground next to me. I began slinking away from the encroaching figure of Yuya Kazami. Save me, somebody, anybody, God, please! No, no! I was scooting backwards across the floor, too stiff, sore, and scared to stand, but then my hand brushed across something small and metallic. A key. It's the infirmary key that Shimada lost. Even with my right hand over it, I was shaking so badly that I could barely work my fingers to get a grip. It was the most frustrating feeling in the world, and for a few seconds that felt like hours, I just kept trying in vain to pick up the damned key. Finally, I slipped my finger through the ring, and I had it. This was my one and only chance. Scrambling to my feet, I somehow slipped past Yuya, and ran back to the second floor as fast as I could, to force my shaky legs to carry me. I had the key. I could lock myself in. I could hide in the infirmary. Kazami didn't pursue, not right away. He just stood there, staring. Staring at the tooth that I dropped on the ground. Staring intently, as if trying to make out what he was seeing. Her tooth? Huh. No. No, 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 no. He ate it. He fucking ate it. There didn't seem to be any way to lock the door from the inside. I needed to find a hiding place before Yuya showed up. The corner of the room, under the bed, maybe? I was scanning every inch of the room as quickly as possible, sizing up my surroundings. My eyes stopped on one of the medicine shelves. Scissors. There were scissors in there. Felt like such a revelation, like the answer I was looking for. But what was I going to do with the scissors? Was I going to fight? Fight who? Yuya? I wouldn't stand a chance. I decided to leave them there. I stepped back and crouched down behind the partitioning screen that was set up in the middle of the room. There's a ghost girl in a red dress coming. Arabe had run back to the bathrooms on the third floor to warn Okawa about the immediate threat that was approaching. Unsurprisingly, he was still crouched on the ground, cradling Kariyama's lifeless hand in his arms. He was still stubbornly insistent that if he were to leave that spot, he'd have to carry Kariyama with him. That's not possible. We have to leave him and run. We'll get caught if we don't. No, we can't just leave him behind. We have to. We have to take him to the hospital. But he's dead. No, he's not. He's dead. He's not. He can't be. What a stubborn, foolish man. I had enough. I decided I'd rip Kariyama's body from Okawa's arms and kick it down the stairs. It made one hell of a thud when it hit the landing, but he was already dead, so what did it matter? As long as it helped get Okawa moving, I didn't care. See, look, he's dead, so get your ass off that floor and run. Open your eyes. Kariyama's dead. We have to get out of here now. Kazami. Urabe was looking at me, then at Kariyama's body, then back at me. If she couldn't make up her mind, which was more interesting? Why was she looking at me? Did I have something on my face? Okawa, on the other hand, was focused squarely on Kariyama. He was trembling all over, but I thought he finally understood. Then he turned toward me. Murderer! He yelled like a madman and ran down the stairs toward his friend's body. He wasn't exactly in his right mind, however, so those last few steps didn't quite go as planned. He tripped and fell quite hard next to Kariyama. Murderer! Murderer! Emi, what happened? What's going on? Murderer? Who, me? I wasn't the one who killed Kariyama. Run! Run away, you'll be killed! I see. In here. Getting killed by the school and getting killed by me are one and the same. We're all going to die here either way, after all. Chapter 7, Tooth. Damn. You think the end of the game would be, you know, a lot longer. Only an hour and 2 minutes. Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. I can't skip this, so here we go. Nice. We did it, gamers. Hell yeah. Chapter 7 clear. The rest of the soulful testimonies are unlocked in the bonus menu. Oh wow, we actually missed a lot of the music. Damn. Did we get all the images? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we missed 5 images, which are probably from the bad ends that we didn't get. Oh, I really didn't get everything. Eh, that's fine. Oh, 2 soulful testimonies. I didn't get to see. Was it these 4? You. This is the voice of Tomikazu Sugita. Recently, when I turned the light on in my bath area, it just blew out. And my relaxing soak became a darkness bath. There was still light shining in from the other rooms, though, so it wasn't true darkness. But that's beside the point. Really, if you think about it, we all close our eyes when washing our heads and such, so a darkness bath isn't such a terrible thing. Anyway, you should try taking one, and add bath powder to the water red. Then bring a Ziploc bag when you, I guess I shouldn't mention brand names here. So bring a watertight plastic bag with you and put your game system into it and play Corpse Party in the bath. Who would do such a thing, you ask? I would. I would do such a thing. Okay, that was fucking weird. Voice of Nana. So they called me back in to play the voice for the next Corpse Party game. I was really looking forward to playing Nana once more. I never imagined what would happen to her, though, and it really got me working up a sweat. Well, you guys get it. All the soulful testimonies are from the people who worked in the game, or, well, the voice actors. And voice actresses, they did really well. I really enjoyed their work. They did very well. So, round of applause for them. Hell yeah. Really love the game. I really liked it. Okay. I shouldn't have undownloaded the first Corpse Party game because there's another chapter, which is the prologue to the third game, Blood Drive. So I guess we missed out on that because I accidentally deleted my game, so... Unless I can get it from here. Nope. That's okay. This is, I mean, not an old game, but it's not relatively new. So probably everyone already knows the ending of it. Or the prologue to the next game. I'm just gonna look at it myself and watch it. But, thank you all so much for being a part of this. This was a really long game. It did take me like about, what, a week, 2 weeks? I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I will probably see you tomorrow for the next installment, which I might be getting the in-between game, which is Sweet Sachiko's Birthday Party, which is before Blood Drive, because some characters in Blood Drive do show up in Sweet Sachiko's Birthday Party, and I want y'all to have the context before we jump right into Blood Drive, so look out for that. And thank you all for joining me. I will see you next time. This is Moon signing out. Goodbye.